G'day, g'day, and how's it going? It's your husband, Markee, back at it again, fresh off the boat from Australia, but living in Ireland. Anyway guys, this is an episode of r/A-holetax. I don't really know what's going on in this subreddit, so this is a journey of discovery for all of us today. As always, I hope you enjoy. I was due $16,000 from a client. I only ask for $8,000 out of good faith. Client ignores my calls, messages and emails after work completed, and consistently delayed my payment of $8,000. Gets sued, now has to pay $34,145. Okay, next story. Just kidding. So this is a throwaway account because people may start their deduction magic and know personal information if I share this from my main account. TLDR at the bottom. A little introduction. I am a web developer with CS and marketing degrees, and I was CEO of a medium-large company for a good period in the early 2010s. These days, with money not a problem and my previous experience, I pick and choose my clients and provide strategic planning, growth advice, and sometimes even lead web dev projects. In early September, I was introduced by an acquaintance to a promising little SaaS company/startup. I did some research and was impressed with their work and product. Their problem was that since about 1.5 years, they've been stuck. Same products, same growth, same employees. Everything was stagnant, and the company was running out of time with their investors, and tension was coming through between the founders. It was still profitable, but it had plateaued and everyone was cranky and a bit tense. I thought it's not a good pay, but they seemed like decent people. Plus, it's a good opportunity to meet some innovative people, and maybe, who knows, I invested in myself. We first met in November, where I introduced myself and jumped straight in. I did not waste any fudging time at all. I ran a 1-hour presentation I had prepared with all my own research, about what I think is wrong and needed to change. I pointed out flaws in the structure of their website, the structure of the organization, problems with marketing, flaws in SEO, hell, even security flaws. They were so impressed, they basically told me just to tell us the number. This would seem like the perfect outcome of the introduction, but since I have been in this exact situation before and dealt with people like that, unofficial, tell us the number messiah type of people, an alarm rang in my brain. I took the initiative and asked for a 3-month trial period only. I also told them I will not be making any type of work, answering any calls related to work, or offering any advice before we document our agreement with a legally binding contract. I don't think they liked that. After a couple of weeks of trying to act like the contract thing did not exist, second alarm bell, they finally provided a minimal contract after I explicitly asked what happened regarding the contract. It was obviously written on the same day by one of the founders. Third alarm bell. But hey, it says what I wanted it to say, so whatever. I signed the contract and we got to work. I go full in, and I mean that. I really liked the project. I laid out a 3-month plan with each month clearly laid out and detailed. And I explained that unless 1 month was done, we cannot move on to month 2 and 3 because each month's plan depends on the previous. For example, they did not have their CRM in a way to track the effectiveness of sale employees or marketing campaigns. Even their goddamn Google campaigns did not have conversion tracking. So how the hell can we start a webinar marketing campaign if you can't know how much income you made after you spend? You know, you can't just skip month number 1. You probably expect what happened now. I deliver the plan, tell them I'm available for questions/help, and go back home, about 600 miles away. I show up a month later. We agreed to physically meet once a month, and literally just the most basic crap was done. They hadn't sent any emails, and I asked 3 to 4 times during this month about how work was and progressing, and I was assured it's going swimmingly fast. When I see that, having wasted an entire day of driving, I go ballistic. I tell them in no uncertain terms that they need to get their crap together if they want everyone here to still have a job in 4 to 5 months, when the investor finally gets bored with their incompetence, and go home. Now, since this obviously means our 3-month plan will not be finished in 3 months, I told them, out of good faith, and to not be a burden on the same system, I'm trying to make more efficient that I will not be requiring any payment for December, even though I'm still available with all my resources to their use. Even visit them if required. This also means the 3-month plan will be evaluated in February instead of January. This time, having learned what type of people I'm dealing with, I ask for permission to be directly responsible for implementation of the changes. This means direct authority over devs and designers. Permission granted. We start good work for about 2 weeks, before devs suddenly stop replying on WhatsApp. I call the founders, and they literally tell me, "Listen, some of the stuff you ask is just a waste of time for our devs. We do things because of your CV, but we're not sure it needs to be done." For the web devs here are some of the things they said are stupid. Not having the server literally in the founder's house. If you're stupid enough to do number 1, not having Cloudflare to hide your IP and protect against DDoS. Website not indexable by Google because they did not fix the Angular indexing issues. Site is HTTPS, but hey, it just works if you remove the S. CRM not IP restricted is suspiciable to SQL injection. At this point, I started to zoom out and think if this crap is worth it. They're clearly not going anywhere with this type of mentality. Actually, I wondered just how the hell did they survive yet. I told them, as per the contract I managed to get them to burp out, that I will not be continuing my work. So pretty please pay me for my November only, 8,000 USD, and let's be done with it. Founder number 1 stopped showing red receipts on WhatsApp after this message. Founder number 2 was called several times, and finally responded on January 22nd, telling me that their accountant did not pay quarterly taxes, so their account is frozen, and payment can only be made after. He disappeared after, but what he did not know is that founder number 3 already told me that since one of their employees had a car accident that is not covered by insurance, the company had to chip in with $40,000 to bail him out, and so it's difficult at the moment. Your payment will be back in your bank February 1st, 100%. Founder number 3 has also since disappeared. It was obviously all bullcrap, and they had no intention of paying. Even one of the good devs called me and told me they're bluffing, and they look at my messages on their WhatsApp in their office, show it to each other, and start laughing at me for asking to be paid since I've obviously done nothing wrong. Anyway, since I was assured the payment would be paid by February 1st, and the call is recorded, I stopped contacting because it was obvious that I'm going to sue and win. This is quite a predictable post, isn't it? You know what happens on February 1st, and 2nd, and 3rd. Nothing happened. So you guessed it, I sued. What I did not expect myself is that my lawyer is quite the redditor. He told me, "Are you stupid or what, you daft prick?" Happens to be my friend as well. What? I asked. What in the holy frick are you suing for $8,000 only? Don't you want to make them pay the jerk tax? Sure thing, buddy. So we sued for $8,000 for November, $8,000 for December, $4,645 for the partial part of January, for late fees, legal costs, compensation fees, and hurt feelings. Don't know how to translate this one, but trust me, it's a real law. The suckers called me within 15 minutes of delivering the letter, after not replying for a month. They begged me to accept $8,000 and told me it was just a money problem at the company. I asked them to speak to my lawyer only, since I don't want to say something stupid. He takes no crap from anyone, and told them to get a lawyer and see you in small claims court. They continued their douchebaggery by not actually showing up to court. Judge ordered them to pay $34,145, which I now have half in my account, and the other in a golden check. I don't know how it's called in the USA, but this never bounces, as long as you cash it in on the specified time. What is most satisfying is that since the last time we spoke, on January 22nd, I haven't heard a single thing from them, not a whisper. So not only did I get my money, I did not have to see or deal with these jerks again. Jesus, that is an insane amount of money. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of r/jerktax today. It's kind of labeled A-holetax, but we know how the YouTube monetization system works. It doesn't always love you, does it? Anyway, tell me what you guys have been up to today. I took a break on Sunday. I was going to post, but it just didn't end up working, did it? Anyway, hope you guys have had a great day. I'll see you in the next episode, and I hope you have a good one. Bye.